Vaush calls Pac-Man a Zionist. Ooh, whoa, ho, yikes! Hold on.
Can you do a shout out to Vaush's charity stream and Twitch raid? He's raised money for Palestine Children's Relief Fund. Hold on a second. That rings a bell to me. Let me look that up.
Uh-oh. Oh, no.
Yeah, Palestine Children's Relief Fund has been criticized due to its financial affiliation with the Holy Land Foundation, which was shut down for suspected funneling of donations to terrorist organizations. So no, that's not something I'm going to get involved in. That's not a good connection.
Invite me.
Can you do a shout out to Vaush's charity?
Yeah. I'm pretty sure Deepak is a Zionist. That's not surprising to me. Just so you guys know.
Oh, man, that's like a... Whew! Yikes! So Zionist, the most charitable interpretation is, you could argue that Zionist is like just somebody that supports like the Israeli oppression of Palestinian people. You could say that, I guess. David Pacman, I'm pretty sure, is Jewish though. And calling somebody that doesn't live in Israel and lives in the US who is a Jew a Zionist, that's really, 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 really fucking weird. I'm trying to be really charitable to Vaush. I don't think he meant it that way. But because I legitimately do think Vaush is just like super uninformed on all of these issues. I'm pretty sure, I don't think Vaush could find Israel on a map. Like, I don't think he knows much about like any of the issues related to this. But just for the record, for you guys in chat that don't know much about politics, probably don't want to call Jewish people, especially in the US, fucking Zionists. That's not a good look. Yikes. Yikes.
The source or like the assertion that he's referring to.
Destiny, why not? Because it is absolutely the language of white supremacists, where all Jews are Zionists that are looking to like exert this like Jewish influence over like the world and sit on top of the global hegemony while ruling all the institutions with the Zionist agenda. I'm sorry, I'm using the word incorrectly. That's not actually a dog whistle. That's just like blatantly like what an alt-righter would tell you. Like, oh yes, like we need to do something about all the Zionists in America. Sometimes I wouldn't even call them Jews. I'll just call them all Zionists because they say that they're all basically... What?
What does Zionist mean?
So, I don't remember. Was it in the 60s or was it in the 40s after World War II? So there was this, basically there's this idea that, well, there's not an idea. Jewish people kind of get fucked all over the world, and they have gotten fucked all over the world for a long time. So there was this ideology, I think, called Zionism, where basically Jewish people, like 60, 70 years ago, wanted to, like, we need a country for ourselves so that we can all run there, because everyone around the world tries to kill us all the fucking time. Yeah. And I think that vision, I think, was called Zionism.
Zionist movement.
I think officially, I think in the 40s or 50s, I think is when they started using that term. There was like a certain Israeli politician or something, or this was before. I would have to go back and look at the dating.
So it was originally started by that, like by Jewish people.
I think it was officially called Zionism, I think in the 50s. But I know this idea for Jewish people was like way, way, way earlier than that. Maybe they used the term Zionism way earlier than that. Because I know that Jewish people for a long time wanted like their own state or whatever. But but usually like alt-righters will just call all Jewish people Zionists. And it usually implies that there's like a big Jewish conspiracy, like a big cabal of Jews that are all working together and like these Zionist conspiracies. Like I never ever hear the word Zionist applied to an outside of Israel Jew. I have exclusively heard that from alt-righters. That's such a bad word for him to use. He really, really, really shouldn't do that. Destiny, that's pretty uncharitable. I am actually being so unbelievably charitable to Vaush right now. You are actually fucking delusional. You are so unbelievably fucking delusional if you think that I am being uncharitable. Like, it is like, you're just, I'm sorry, but like, this is like, I'm trying to be incredibly charitable to Vaush because maybe he just doesn't remember how these terms are used by alt-righters, but this is absolutely like the language of like alt-righters.
for suspected funneling of donations to terrorist organizations. So no, that's not something I'm going to get involved in. That's not a good connection.
This game is spooky, but
can you do a shout out to Vaush's charity?
Yeah. I'm pretty sure Deepak is a Zionist. That's not surprising to me. Just so you guys know, the source, or like the assertion that he's referring to there, is an old one, and it stems from like the charity has assisted children, and those children's parents were associated with an organization associated with Hamas. We're talking like multiple layers deep. The problem is that Hamas is pretty broadly integrated into Palestine. They have their hands in a lot of things. I mean, they're one of the dominant power structures there, of course. So pretty much everything in Palestine is about 2 degrees of separation from Hamas. And people will use this as an excuse to label everything they don't like as terrorist sympathizers. And it's a way, essentially, the legitimizing mechanism that allows Israel to do what it does over there. Yeah, it's...
In online circles, for sure, Zionism is a marked term, but Zionism absolutely can be applied to non-Israeli people who are decidedly Zionists and work for Zionist causes in the real world. So the only other time I've heard this kind of thrown around is related to Corbyn and like kind of like some of the weird anti-Israeli stuff in the UK. I have never in my normal life, outside the internet... I'm flashing. Yes! I have never, outside the internet, heard somebody use Zionist in like a neutral way or whatever. Maybe you guys listen to different news stations or something, but I would be, if I heard that, I would be like, wait, what? That would like, that would turn my head, okay? But, you know. He backpedaled? Oh. I think Vaush is kind of right in regards to Gaza. The problem is there is no guarantee that the money will help children because of Hamas. Oh yeah, maybe, who knows. You see them hiding over here? Okay, okay, no more politics bullshit. Okay.
You should have no flash, and I think no heal.
I have no flash or heal.
I think it's an incredibly irresponsible mentality, and I think this is definitely a major blind spot for David Pakman. Which is unfortunate, but... I saw him getting some criticism from his followers, it seemed, because he wasn't talking about anything going on in Israel, Palestine, and I think the reason why is because he thinks Israel's in the right, which kind of goes against the predominant left-leaning narrative right now. So he didn't want to talk about it because he knew it would only bring him controversy and drama. You know?
So the real meme, if you haven't figured it out, is basically Israel is the country version of Destiny. If you're ever looking for like easy political points and you want to just score really well, literally all over the world, shitting on Destiny is just, or shitting on Israel, well, either one, is like the easy way to do it. Everybody will agree with you. Everybody will clap and applaud you. Israel bad, Palestine good. Israel bad, Palestine good. Like literally, like you just have to give this take, and everybody, all the parties and every part of the world will just clap and applaud you and clap and applaud you. Like everybody will love you. It's the easiest, most dipshit, like zero brain, zero IQ takes that you can ever have, and everybody will celebrate you for it every single time. That's the real meme. So of course you see these 45 IQ dipshit actors like Vaush will jump on to like these types of takes. Like, oh yeah, Israel. Well, I can tell you so much about them. Well, 1, they're bad. 2, they work with America, who is bad. What more do you need to know? Terrorists. 3, apartheid, holocausters. Why do people call it apartheid? Because it's bad, and everything that's bad is fascist, apartheid, Nazi, whatever.